Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? I wanted to talk to you today about being comfortable with what you're doing. And this flannel shirt. I'm not wearing this on purpose, but this thing is like beat to heck, and it's really comfortable. It's a LL Bean flannel shirt my dad got for me. And he's since passed. It's probably like 25, 30 years ago. Maybe not 30, but more than 25. And it's starting to be fall, and I am wearing this in a lot of videos because it's comfortable. I just throw it on for a couple hours a day. I like it. It's like an old shoe, except it's an old shirt. Um, you know, but I've been thinking about that in terms of like game systems because for me it's really important to be comfortable with what I'm doing. Not saying that I don't want to try something else. That's not the point. Um, it depends on what you're doing, like how comfortable you really need to be. Like if I'm learning a new game and I'm a player, as long as there's a bunch of people there that know what they're doing, and a game master, DM, or whatever you want to call them, that knows what they're doing to a certain extent, I'll be okay. I'll be comfortable. In a situation like that, I'll definitely play something that I know I don't have to know a heck of a lot. So my default setting is if I play a new, say, whatever game it is, the closest I can get to a human fighter in whatever system this is, that's what I'm going to do, because more than likely this guy doesn't have a heck of a lot of stuff going on that I have to remember. Okay, I'll look for this. I know how to look for stuff. I know how to search. I know how to walk around and talk and interact with people, and then I know how to hit stuff. And just show me what I need to do to try to hit something. As a game master, it can be a lot different. I believe it's very important, at least for me, it's important. It's really important to be very comfortable with a system, at least. When I play, and I was just having this conversation with one of the guys that I'm going to play with, and we're looking for some more players, and I'll make a video about that because that's frustrating sometimes. But yeah, I'm talking to him, and we're BSing a little bit. But I'm saying that I was telling him that one of the things that about like playing something like Lamentations of the Flame Princess or anything in that family, so basic fantasy role playing game, straight up BXD&D, throwing first edition there, Swords and Wizardry, OD&D, the whole, that whole retro clone and original game era. I'm really comfortable with being the DM. Like I wouldn't need to open the rule book for the most part. And to be honest with you, gosh, if we didn't have the rule books, I could still do a session or a campaign. If we had to we get to a point, make a saving throw. Just roll 15, whatever. I'd make it up and I'd be fine because I'm really super comfortable with those systems and how they work. Uh, so it's important for me as a game master to be very very comfortable with the system. Not to know every single rule because I don't know every single rule. If you told me or asked me right now, Ivan, tell me the rules for naval combat, in Lamentations of the Flame Princess, or I don't know. I'll look it up. I know there's something about ship hit points, which we've used in a bunch of different games. I don't know. I'll look it up. But most of the stuff I'm really comfortable with, and I'll make it up on the fly. If I had to, I could make something up on the fly for that. Um, running a new game, I'm less comfortable. Looking at something like Advanced Fighting Fantasy, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do that. That's pretty easy. I could wrap my head around the different kind of mechanic, and of course I'd have to look up. The spells are a little different, so I need the book handy. But I could do that. Um, but I'm less inclined to want to learn a new game and run it unless I can study it for a while and really kind of wrap my head around it. I've had a blast playing in sessions of Dungeon Crawl Classics and in advanced or astonishing Swordsman and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. I think both of those, if you give me a little bit of time, I could get the rest of it down because they're sufficiently old school enough. Although probably more so astonishing Swordsman. In Dungeon Crawl Classics has a couple things with all the tables and charts that I have to really kind of learn how to do. So if you were to ask me which game would you be more likely to run, well, probably Astonishing Swordsman and Sorcerers. But when it comes to anything, more like something like, say Pathfinder or 4th edition, I'd be less inclined to want to try to DM it because I'd have to learn a bunch. And other games have become less and less similar from what's old hat for me. I'm okay with playing in those, but even there, I want to play. I want to play something to begin with that I know it's not. I'm not going to need a lot of time to learn how to do it. That's just a quirk of mine. Um, Something I'm looking at 5th edition, and to be honest with you, the real reason I'm looking at 5th edition, there's two real reasons. One, I like to be able to attract or play with some more people, and maybe convert some over to the dark side. Like, hey, why don't you try this LSR thing? But still, It also looks sufficiently like it might have a little bit of that feel. So if I'm stuck, I'm jonesing to play a game and there's no way playing mine, I do that. The other thing is it's very accessible to kids. And, the idea that I can turn some more people on. I had a good friend of mine, actually, I'd steer, pretty much, he lives in a different state. So what do I buy for this kid of mine that wants to play D&D and his friend is playing D&D? And I'm like, well, go buy the 5th edition starter set. But we were talking about it, and I bet you I could run that too if I had to. Not sure why I went off in that direction. We'll digress a little bit, but it's really important for me to be comfortable. I think it's important for you to be comfortable. When you're the DM, you're driving the bus. You better be comfortable with the system. At least that's my take. I don't want to be stressing about that too. I've already got enough stuff to think about in terms of how does this what's up with this city and what's up with this subplot or plot hook or et cetera. Like make sure I got my NPC's name straight. I don't want to have to wonder about like how's this mechanic work. Maybe I'm just old and grumpy. Not sure. But being comfortable is really important. That's why I wear this shirt a lot. And that's why when I'm driving the bus, I like to play a game that resembles what I'm used to.